Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. We are welcoming this half hour Sarah Shah. Before we talk with Sarah, let me remind you that if you have tickets, please hand them in for this event. If you do not have tickets, you can get them on the Gen Con site just to show Gen Con what you're interested in, what you've been watching, what you want to see more of in the future. So please do that. And now, welcome, Sarah. Thank you very much for joining our Gen Con live stream.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So Sarah is responsible for Board Games in a Minute. It's a very specific channel with a very specific focus that is clear in the name. I don't know if you want to describe it just in case Board Games in a Minute doesn't explain enough.
Yeah, sure. So I just give very quick overviews of board games in under a minute. So they're all 59 seconds or less. So yeah, very quick.
That's right. So you have your YouTube channel, but also you broadcast on TikTok, which I am not on TikTok, so I will say I don't know if you're the first or only one who's really doing that,
Yeah,
but it is definitely.
Yeah, from what I've seen, I was definitely one of the first people who started posting board game content on TikTok. But I found that since I started doing it, quite a few have jumped on board and have been doing the same thing. So now there's quite a few board gamers on TikTok posting board game content, which is a bit different than mine as well. Like a lot of them are hopping onto the various TikTok trends and trying to incorporate board games into the various trends that happen on TikTok. TikTok is very fast moving with like a new trend every week or something like that. So mine's still giving overviews, but I do hope to start maybe changing things up a bit as well and try to do a bit more fun stuff. Not that overviews aren't fun, but yeah, there's quite a few board gamers on TikTok now.
Okay. So how did the idea for this originally come about?
Yeah, so
Why
I've
did
been
you
on
choose this
TikTok
one?
for over a year, but I never ever posted anything on there. And so when lockdown began in March and I started working from home, I just really wanted to post something on TikTok. And I love board games, so I wanted it to be board game related. So I decided I would try to challenge myself to do overviews of board games in a minute. And that's how Board Games in a Minute came about. So yeah, that's how it was born.
Okay. How much preparation do you do? Like how many takes do you do? Do you do a
Uh,
script?
Yeah, I get asked that a lot. So in terms of preparation, what of course anyone would probably do before they make a video is read the rules and play the game. So I always play every game before making a video. And as far as takes, like people have asked me if I write a script. No, there's no script because I want it to try to be natural. And if I wrote a script, I'd have to memorize the script. So what I do is I basically put a bunch of board game components around me that I think I'll want to show during the rundown. And then I just start talking, trying to give the gist of the game and refining what I'm saying as I'm going along. So I've had videos that have taken me like 80 takes and I've had some as few as 10 takes. So yeah, it really varies from game to game, depending on how complex the game is and how many times I stumble over my words. But I just keep on refining it with each take, trying to make it as more efficient as possible as I go along.
Okay. I greatly appreciate that because I do the same thing for the video overviews that I do, where yes, you don't do you don't have a script, but instead you're refining it constantly in your mind. And I held up this, and oh, I should do a hold up this first before this, and
Yeah, and
everything.
like sometimes you'll put away components that you thought you wanted to show, but then you realize, okay, you don't really need those ones. So you put them away and maybe grab something else. And then the placement of where things should be, because depending on when I'm going to pick them up and show them. So yeah, it is a process and it definitely takes me at least an hour to do most videos, minimum.
Okay. That's always that hidden labor cost for the video.
Yeah. No, it's so true. Like, I think a lot of people have the assumption that it literally takes me one take to do a video and that's it. So, like, I'm just taking 59 seconds to do. Oh, dear. Is that. Sorry. I don't know how to. Okay, sorry if you heard that. But yeah, no, it takes way more than 59 seconds to make a video. Yeah.
Okay. So the name originated naturally from what you were doing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many videos have you done so far? Or how many games
I think
videos?
around 35 at least. I was trying to count them the other day. I think I counted at least 30. Yeah.
Okay. Do
If
you
I
have a
remember correctly.
specialty for what you do, or any particular fields that you specialize in terms of the actual gameplay?
Like, do I focus on a certain type of game? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Yes. I don't know if
No,
there's.
no, so I'm open to trying out all kinds of games. So like I'd never really played dungeon crawlers before Cephalofair contacted me to do Jaws of the Lion. So that was my first official dungeon crawler, I think, and that was my first official Gloomhaven game too. So I was really honored that they reached out to me to ask me to do a 1-minute overview of Jaws of the Lion. So that was really cool. And then to get retweeted by Isaac Childress was really awesome. But yeah, so I'm willing to try anything and everything. So yeah.
Okay. Is that possible? So you mentioned you started doing this because of shutdown. Is it difficult to actually play through games now and continue?
Not anymore. So it was in the beginning, but so I live in Ithaca, which was it kind of still is, I guess, one of the best places to live in terms of COVID management. Like we really got a handle on our COVID cases really early on and really well. So until July 4th, we were doing really well with like no deaths, no people in the hospital, and then July 4th happened and people had barbecues and such. And then once Cornell opens up again, I think it'll get worse. But in the meantime, friends who I trust have been social distancing, wearing masks and washing their hands. And I've been doing the same. So we've been playing board games together and so far we've been fine. So I hope it can continue that way because I really prefer playing board games in person rather than online. So I just hope it can continue. Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. I mean, there's definitely something you lose playing online. Yeah, just the general interaction. Even with
there's
people,
nothing like picking up actual pieces and then they smell so good when they're new. So yeah, so.
That would be the next stage, I think, in your video process where you incorporate Smellovision.
Oh my God, I can tell you, like, honestly, I'm not just saying this because it's a Cephalofair, but when I opened up Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, it was by far the best smelling board game I had opened up. Like, I was so impressed with the smell of it. It was so good. Yeah.
Okay, that's a ranking scale I've not thought about before.
I can start ranking them if you'd like. I can include a little, something from the caption. Or, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, there was very briefly, I've seen it. There was a trend with ASMR videos.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
with game pieces, because they're good for doing that, just with interacting with the microphone or other sort of elements you have around the house, especially card riffles.
Maybe I should start that. Yeah.
Yeah. Another specialty. And then now with the game smelling rank.
Right? That. Yeah. Maybe somehow capture that smell and send it over to people. I don't
know. So in general, I don't know if you want to talk about your gaming background in general, sort of what you played in the past, what you're going through now. We've talked very quickly. I thought we would spend more time on discussing the board game in a minute, and instead it was living up to the name here, where we were running through it very quickly.
Sorry, I should slow down. Oh yeah, I don't mind talking. So usually people ask me how I got into board gaming. So when I was in law school, a friend introduced me to Catan and I got hooked and I wanted to play it like every weekend. And of course we played a total of 2 or 3 times and then they didn't want to play it ever again. So that was really sad for me. So then I moved to London after law school for a couple of years and I joined the board game group meetup there called London on Board, and I attended a couple of their meetups and discovered some games, which was awesome. And then I moved back from London in 2016 and then found a meetup group like an hour away from where I lived, and I joined that group, and for a year I was commuting, and then finally I moved to the city where that meetup is, and now I run a meetup here. Of course, we're on a moratorium, but the board gaming community in Ithaca is really great. We have a few different meetups for board gamers, and we have a local friendly gaming store, which is nice. So yeah, it's a really great board gaming community. I mean, putting COVID aside, yeah.
Yes, that's the issue. It's interesting, just when you talk about Catan being your entry game, that is still the entry game for so many people, where you read articles continually. When it was I forget, the Green Bay Packers, ahead of a Super Bowl, they were like, Yes, we're all sitting here playing Catan. And
Yeah, I think it's a
yes,
great gateway game still. You know, I know that some people, they like graduate on from Catan and then they never want to play it again, but I'm always happy to play. If anyone ever wants to play Catan, I'm always down for that. Yeah.
okay, interesting. I don't know. It's just, it's funny. Yeah, that it carries through that way 25 years later.
Yeah.
And have you done a 1 minute overview for Catan yet?
Oh, no, I haven't. Maybe I should. Yeah, that's a good idea. Since it was the gateway drug for me, I should totally do that. I need to pay homage to Catan. It's true. Yeah.
So, are there any restrictions in terms of the games that you choose for the videos, or is it just
No, not at
player
all. So
request?
like some people were, you know, skeptical that I'd be able to do Trickerian or Brass Birmingham. So again, you know, my videos are overviews. They're not going to give you a full breakdown of the rules, right? But I managed to do Trickerian and Brass Birmingham, and most people were happy and content with the videos and impressed with them. So I've had Mind Clash send me Cerebria. So they liked my Trickerian video, so they thought that I should try Cerebria. So that will by far be the heaviest game that I attempt a video for. So once I play it, I'm definitely going to try it. So yeah, to make a video of it. Yeah.
I'm just trying to imagine too, managing the components for that. I mean,
Yeah, it was hard to even manage the components for Trickerion. Like, so I don't know if you've seen some of my earlier videos where I would try holding up the whole board game, the board, and showing everyone the boards. But yeah, now I have a microphone that I use in my videos. So at least when I hold up the board, my voice isn't muffled anymore when I'm holding it up to show people. But it's hard sometimes because, you know, the format that I use I don't do any post editing, right? So I do all my videos in one take. And so it's not like I'm editing to add in shots later that show you close-ups of the board or anything like that. So yeah.
okay. That is, I mean, it's interesting. I don't know, just going back to what you said earlier about the multiple takes, is even for a 1 minute overview of something like Brass, it is valuable because there are so many games on the market. If you can condense the essence of Brass in 1 minute and someone can get an idea whether it's like put up my checkout list or just, I'll play someone else, you know.
Yeah, so that's exactly the feedback I've gotten from people, that they appreciate my videos because they can get the gist of the game in a minute rather than having to invest 20 minutes to see whether or not they'll like a game. They can get an idea of whether or not they'll like it from just my 1 minute video, right? And then if they want to delve deeper into the rules, they can go on BGG, maybe read the rules or check out the forums or watch other longer videos. But my videos are a great way for people to just get a taste of the game and know right off the bat whether it's something they should check out further. Yeah.
Right. That's sort of the range where, yes, you have the minute overview and then a 20-minute rules read through, full playthrough. Yeah, full playthrough if you want to do 2 hour something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Across the board there. So you mentioned going to law school. Do you do presentations in law school, and that sort of ties into your ability, your speaking ability, or your ability to summarize? I don't know what you specialize in.
It's not really presentations in law school. I mean, I did do presentations in law school, but people have asked me if I was on the debate team. No, I was never on a debate team, but I do think law school helps people to become more concise, right? So when you're in front of a judge, you definitely don't want to ramble on and on. You just kind of want to be concise and get to the point and deliver your point as efficiently as possible. So I do think probably being an attorney has maybe helped me to learn how to be concise and how to, you know, boil down games into 59 seconds. So it probably has helped to some extent. Yeah.
Okay. And then practice. That's the other thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Just do it many times. I was just looking in chat for various things. People saying they love your TikToks.
Oh, thank you.
Have you been interested? You mentioned possibly moving on to a different other format, or maybe adding other formats. Do you have ideas?
No, not another format. I've tried some unboxing videos because I was like, okay, maybe I should change things up a bit and do something different. I'm not, you know, I don't know if that's something people really want to see, but I thought maybe I would just do something fun, like maybe add some music and just like flash a bunch of games on the screen and show which ones are like my current top 5 or whatever, or something like that. I mean, definitely I plan on sticking with my 1-minute overviews. That's what I do, right? So I can never imagine straying away from that too far. So
Right.
yeah.
I mean, yes, finding a niche for yourself is ideal, just because if no one else is doing that, then there you go.
Well, now people are
Everyone.
doing it. So people have started also doing 1-minute overviews. I've seen that as well. So yeah, like I said, it's inspired a trend. So I've seen other people join TikTok and Instagram with 1-minute overviews. Yeah.
Okay. And have publishers been reaching out to you now with samples? They want you to do things in particular?
Yeah, so I've had quite a few number of publishers reach out to me, which is really awesome. And, it's really cool to be able to play a game that's currently launching on Kickstarter and to tell people what I think about it. And then to see people actually back a game because of my video, it really makes me feel good. Like, okay, what I'm doing has value for the publishers and for the people who are watching them. So yeah, I really like it when, a publisher has faith in my videos and actually reaches out to me to play a game of theirs. Yeah.
Okay. I have zero experience on TikTok. So what is the feedback like from TikTok users? I mean,
So this is the thing, the algorithm on TikTok, I'm not a huge fan of. Apparently the way it works is if your video does not do well with the first like 100 people, then they're not going to push it out further. So I've noticed that the people who are making now board game videos on TikTok who are really successful first started maybe doing other kinds of videos from which they got a huge following. And that's why they're able to get more views. Whereas when I started solely doing board game videos, right? So since TikTok is not a platform meant for board gamers, it's mostly meant for like music, like dancing and music. So whenever my videos got pushed out, I don't think they got pushed out much further than that. So I actually don't get most of my views on TikTok. Most of my views come on Twitter or Facebook, which is because I post my videos to all the other platforms as well, like YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So most of my views come on Twitter and Facebook for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I did not realize that. I mean, I know you have the YouTube channel, but I've not seen on the other channels as well. Have you
Yeah,
noticed
the
differences?
algorithm on TikTok is really difficult to master. I think it's just, yeah.
Yeah, my son has been on it a bit, and it definitely is trend of the week. And he'll
It is,
mention
yeah.
everyone's doing this dance, and then yes, it's just
Yeah, there's like some new Taylor Swift trend that came out of nowhere from her old song Romeo and Juliet, and I'm like, where did this even come from? So things are just always popping up like that. I'm like, who started this and how do they catch on so quickly? And then you'll see like hundreds of them just coming up in your For You page. Yeah.
it sounds like game releases
Yeah.
at a convention with hundreds coming all at one time, and people cannot absorb them all, and only a few survive. Yes. Do you notice differences with the audience from Facebook, Twitter, YouTube? I don't know if different types of games hit people differently, or just the feedback from different viewers.
I feel like there is a different audience between Twitter and Facebook. I wouldn't be able to put my finger on it, like why I feel like it's different, but it just feels a bit different. Like I know the people that comment on my videos on Twitter, I don't see those people on Facebook. So there is some overlap, but definitely not a lot. So I feel like people kind of choose their platform that they want to spend most of their time on and kind of stick to it. Maybe I mean that's the feeling I'm getting from just seeing who comments on my videos and which platforms. I feel like that's what I'm seeing, that some people just tend to really have one primary platform that they want to spend most of their time on. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely difficult
to diversify and be on as many as you can so that you can get as many people to watch your videos. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I do that a bit. We have someone who manages Instagram for us. I don't know are you on Instagram too?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. You guys tweeted out that I was going to be on today, so you guys tagged me. Okay, or not tweeted out,
Steph
you
Hodge.
put it in your Instagram stories. Yeah, yeah.
Right. Steph Hodge manages the Instagram, and I do Twitter, and Facebook is kind of a little bit of all of us. Cool. And yeah, it's extremely difficult trying to, I don't know, hit every target. That's a terrible way to say it, because then it
Yeah,
makes
it's like when you
your
make a
viewers
video and then I have to go through my head, okay, I've posted it here, here, here. Am I forgetting one? And I just have to like go through the list to make sure I hit every single platform. So it can be a bit tiring, yeah, at times, but.
So, got a couple of minutes left. We've talked mostly about games. I wanted to ask about something else that was in your profile, and that is an elephant preserve.
Oh yeah, elephant ambassador. Yeah, so I'm really passionate about animal rights and conservation and the environment. So I first volunteered at an elephant sanctuary in Thailand in 2015, and then I went back a couple of years later. So a lot of people are aware of the issues that elephants face in Africa with poaching, but not as many people are aware of the issues that elephants in Asia face with, being torn away from their families, to be abused for the logging industries, trekking, circuses, zoos, and all kinds of things. So elephants suffer a lot in Asia for festivals, religious purposes. So their stories are just so heartbreaking. So I try to educate people about what elephants go through. And I just want to raise awareness about that so that people stop partaking in these activities, which, exploit them and cause them to suffer greatly. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. What led you first to, you said you first discovered that in Thailand?
Yeah, I knew I wanted to volunteer at an elephant sanctuary. So I've always loved elephants. So I was just looking up ethical sanctuaries, and luckily I found the most ethical sanctuary, which is run by this woman called Lek Taylor. She's amazing. So she and her husband run the Save Elephant Foundation, and they try to rescue as many elephants in Thailand as they can. And, they do a lot of awareness raising. They're just amazing people. Yeah. So that's
Okay.
saveelephantfoundation.org.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, we hosted an exchange student from Thailand recently, and I caught the Thai in your profile, and I was just like, oh, it was interesting to see that. So yes, it's interesting too, just how connections around the world sort of you never know what's coming. So
that's true.
yes, you had your law school, and then going to London, and then everything sort of tying in from that.
Yeah, no, it's interesting, when you look at life and how how things have just made you go from one place to another and one point to another. Like, yeah, I probably never would have imagined like 5 years ago I'd be sitting here chatting with you, right? So, yeah.
Yes. Life is, was it Katamari Ball? I have not played that video game in so long. The ball where you pushing the ball around and you're just accreting things. I was never a video game player, and a friend made me play it. It was an old video
I tend to stay
game.
away from video games. I feel like I have an addictive personality, and I feel like if I started playing video games, I wouldn't be able to stop because I'd always want to get to the next level. Like I found that happened with Angry Birds when I used to have that on my phone many, many years ago. So I purposely stay away from video games for that reason. So yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. Yes. Know yourself. Know what you're specializing in. So much in Katamari Damacy. That was the name of it. And the game, all it was you were pushing around a ball that just collects things, and it just gets bigger and bigger. And that's it. There's no goal except getting your ball bigger. It was a very bizarre game. But we're just about wrapped. We got a minute. I don't know if there's anything else I didn't mention or something you want to talk about. What you're doing in the future? What games are next on the line? Do you have a schedule that you work from, or is it more?
Yeah, so with Kickstarters, I definitely have deadlines. So you can expect to see a video for Petrichor cows coming up, hopefully. So I'm really excited for that. I'm just waiting to get the new expansion and then play it and then make the video. So yeah, I'm really excited for Petrichor. So I think that will be next that you guys will see.
Okay. Have you hit the stage yet where you are, where you feel bothered when new games arrived?
Bothered? No, it's just, making sure I have time in my schedule. I don't think I could ever feel bothered. I love gaming. I just need to manage my time more efficiently. I myself am really bad at time management, so I need to start going to bed at a more reasonable time, start, saying, okay, this time to this time, I'm definitely just going to do this and not like get distracted by anything else. I really need to start being better at that. And then I think I'll be fine. So yeah.
Okay. All right. There's definitely, I know I have definitely hit a stage sometimes where I will do a video on a game and I will never touch that game again. Even if I
Oh
like it,
no,
it's
that's
just
sad.
because you go on to the next one. There's
Yeah, no,
always
I
something
hope that
new.
never happens. I was just thinking about that. I was like, now that I have the shelf full of games, I love so many of them, and I hope I'll get to play them over and over. Not that I just play them once and boom, never see it again. Like that would just be so sad.
Well, there's more in life than you can possibly do. That
That
is,
is true. Yes.
yes, you said that to a degree, but yes, if you can specialize in certain things, you have your interest and focus on those. There
Yeah.
you go. Yes. Thank you very much, Sarah. I greatly appreciate
Yeah,
you
thank you
jumping
for
in.
having me.
Yes, it was great to talk with you, find out more about your channel. People, you can go look for Board Games on a Minute on whatever media you
Board Games
wish.
in a Minute. So Board Games in a Minute on Instagram and Facebook, and then Puffendor on TikTok and Twitter, and also Board Games in a Minute on YouTube. Yeah.
There you go. All right, super. Thank you. Take care, Sarah.
Bye.